Hello everyone, Elite Telescope here today. We have some more leaks for Plague Battlefield. Before I start, just know the beta test is delayed to February. However, the test is now a public one, meaning anyone can join without filling out forms. Now that you know, let's get into the leaks. First, we have the idle animation for the Mafia, where we can see his briefcase and gun. He also has a suit, hat, and glasses. Next, we have a leak of the exosuit agent running around the lobby, also using his punch ability, which we can see spawns in a hitbox. Also on his third punch, he does a special one. The next leak is the redesign of the agent model, where we can see his suit and outfit. For the next leak, we have a character selection menu. Here we can see Cyro bot, exosuit, agent, and android. We also have the difficulty selection menu of easy, medium, and hard mode. For the next leak, we have a remodel for the Cyro bot. We can see his cyan gun and armor attached to him with a snowflake icon on the middle. We also can see him doing another pose. I must say the redesign looks very good. We can also see the back of him with more details. The next leak is the mech redesign. I'll show you more in a bit. But anyways, here we have the mini helper. He has glasses and slight armor on him. We can also see the leaks for the exosuit moveset, where we can see the system of battery draining at 5 below, Regan at 2 per second after becoming tired. And his moveset is Q, dodge, E, barrage, R, strong left, T, ground slam. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Anyways, I now have exclusive sneak peeks for you guys, so let's go through them. Firstly, we have the engineer skill tree. For our first skill, we can see it unlocks E skill. After this, it goes to third M1, now applies 2 stacks of electricity. Then to landing E, now reduces target's defense by 10% for 15 seconds. Then goes to, for every target hit during M1, heals engineer 10 hit points. Then landing E now applies 1 stack of electricity. And to Fort has the ability to revive mech-type allies. And finally, for part 1, it's landing E now applies 3 stacks instead. From this, we can infer that engineer applies stacks of electricity, heals, revives, and some others. Now for path 2, it begins with unlocks R skill. Then to R skill now summons 2 turrets instead of 1. Then to turrets now heal themselves every hit. Then to landing ultimate now gives engineer 20% defense shield for 30 seconds. It goes to unlocks forte and turret. Now deals 3 times damage if enemies are infected by electricity. Then finally forte gains increased from 10 to 20 when landing third M1, healing increased by 20%. And from this we can infer that engineer has a turret ability, a forte thing, an ultimate like other characters that gives them a 20% defense shield. For the next leak, we have a remodel for the engineer character. For this pose, we can see her new red gun and helmet. We can also see her full body with the new red clothes and design. Here is the front, and here. Anyways, here we have the recolored design of the mech. If you remember, I showed you the mech in one of my first videos I made about this game. But anyways, we can see his hands, weapon, and legs. Also, I forgot to say, but the game information got slightly updated. One feature is cosmetics/equipable tech upgrades. Skins are coming to the game as well, but in the future, updates if the game does well. But before the skins are out, you will be able to obtain various tech and equip it onto your character in order to get additional stats and unique abilities. There also is skill tree/skill web. You will be able to upgrade your attacks and possibly even unlock new, more powerful ones, as well as just increase your character. And finally, character categories. Character roles are divided into 2 categories: outsiders and insiders. Outsiders are your average characters that fight outside, like the name suggests, typically having no special interactions, and testing players' combat skills. Insiders, on the other hand, are very different. They are able to assist the events that take place outside the base, for example, by sending missiles, enabling various levels of defense, and upgrading the base itself. The following would deplete base's power, which requires you to manage the power efficiently in order to contribute the team. Think of it as SCP-079 gameplay from SCP Secret Laboratory. Anyways, I have a few more leaks to show you. Anyways, we have the animations of the Cyro bot, where we can also see his remodel and his idol, of him walking, running, and the slash from previous leaks where we can see the snow effect. Anyways, we have a leak of the exosuit with a battery system. It goes to 0 and an animation plays of a spark and he falls to the ground. He then walks like he is tired. We have engineers remodel. We can see her animation of posing her gun and moving back. For our next leak, we have Agent pointing and shooting his gun at the enemy. But for the next leak, we can see exosuit. A statue and the core is also visible on the map. We can see him doing the barrage ability and the strong left which dashes forward, leaving a blue effect. He also does a ground slam and dodges the attacks by dashing a bit forward. Next, we have another leak of the agent using his moveset. We can see him shooting and spinning towards the enemy, doing a punch and shooting to kill the enemy. His moveset is also leaked. It is E, voltage shot R, quick draw T, close in Q, dodge next leak. His mobile support for the game, we can see the Cyrobot's icebreaker and parry ability too, with the run icon and punch icon. Anyways, that's all for now. Elite Telescope out.